Good morning, everybody. You cannot see me, but can you hear me? We are having technical difficulties here at my house. Apparently, the internet is on a go slow. So you should be able to hear me, but for some reason, well, for internet reasons, we cannot get the video to work. It is totally glitchy and most of the time just frozen on your screen, so that's not much fun. So I'm just going to go through the comment section. Just let me know, can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you? No, you can't see me. You should be able to just see a round little blob vibrating on the screen. Okay, you can hear me. All right. So at least we got that. I probably could have put a photo there, but I don't even know how to do that. It doesn't matter. So good morning, everyone. It is 20 past 10. Sorry that we are so late. Sorry that I am so late, but yeah, we were trying to fix things, but we couldn't get it to work. So good morning, Angela. Thank you for joining us here in the chats. Welcome, Kelly. Welcome, Chris. Chris is watching from mid-Michigan. Love all of my crochet friends. Sorry, Chris. Getting my words mixed up there. Good morning, Sandy. Welcome to the chat. Megan dropping in. Yes, it is morning here, Chris. It is 20 past 10 on a Wednesday morning, which is crazy, isn't it? How we're all on different times. So Sandy is in the southern hemisphere. Cold at the moment. Sure is. You can't see me, but I am sitting on a heated blanket, it's an electric blanket. I have on a heat bag that you obviously can't see, and I'm also wearing a heated jacket, which is switched on. What's in everybody's cup? I have a cup of tea, just a rhubarb. Chris is loving granny squares. Oh, Angela's saying it's going to be in the high 30s here. Whoa. Yeah, we are going to be 15 degrees Celsius here today, so that's lovely. It's been a bit fresh recently. We had -10 the other day, so that was a little fresh. Morning, Sally. Welcome, everybody. So if you can still hear me, then drop any questions that you have in the chat and I will try to answer those. I guess this is just like a phone call, isn't it? Back to the old style. Chris is saying that she's finally figured out join as you go and literally stop. It's fantastic, isn't it, that method? Yeah, it's a game changer in your crochet. And also knitting. I mean, can you... Oh, thank you, Sean. Can you join as you go with knitting? I'm sure you can. I think you can. Those little memory blankets seem to be a join as you go, but I've never personally done it myself. Angela's saying, never done join as you go. It all seems so confusing to me. That's okay. You will finally get it. I do have a video for join as you go. It's just a join as you go granny squares. The trick to it, I would say, is don't join in the same color that you have on your last row. That would make it a lot easier to figure out. With my join as you go, you are crocheting, so you're continuing your granny square on one square, but on that square that you're joining, you're just slip stitching to it. So if you can get that into your rhythm, like think about, okay, I'm crocheting into the one that's in front of me, but I'm joining to the other one and I'm just slip stitching. That's how I remember it. You can't see me taking a cup of tea, so sip of tea, but very quiet. That's what I'm doing. Angela's just trying to stay from the smoke, away from the smoke from the fires that are over that way. Megan hasn't tried join as you go either. A little intimidating for me. I guess it is. It just depends what method you're using, I guess. Chris is watching someone else's tutorials. It's all good. I am totally smiling. You can't see, but I'm totally smiling. It's all good. It was a bee tutorial, although I love Claire's tutorials. I got some yarn to try and a tea. shirt, and I'm going to look through Claire's library. Ooh. Oh, you want to try a t-shirt? Excellent. Yeah, there's a couple of tutorials that it could definitely work as a t-shirt. Don't ask me what they're called. One might be called a summer top, maybe. And also the jumper one, the sweater one, that if you don't add the sleeves, that totally looks like a t-shirt as well. Megan saying, I will make join as you go my first project when I move to my new home in Tasmania next week. Oh, that's exciting. That'll be really cool. Yes, new place to live with a new project. Corner to corner is the best challenge. I have never. Okay, I tell a lie. I've tried the corner to corner, but my brain could just not figure it out. I can hear some people going, "It's so easy." I'm sure it is for you, but my brain. I need to try again. That was probably 5 ago. I need to try it again. But yeah, I just cannot get the hang of corner to corner. Yes, the join as you go looks beautiful as a join. It sure does. I think you can do join as you go with the corner to corners too. I'm pretty sure. Chantelle, did you just make one of those? Someone I know has made one.
I am definitely working on one of those at the moment. It's
there you go.
Cotton in 3 colours.
I knew someone was doing one. Yes. Is it, because I can't do corner to corner, but is the joining part quite easy if you know how to do corner to corner?
Look, I found I had to, I'm actually going to be putting together a tutorial, funnily enough, but I found that I had to actually use a few different methods to get it so that I couldn't see the little single crochet legs on the front because they were doing my head.
Yep. That would bug me too.
If you're not as fussy as I am, then it's super simple. But because I wanted a really stark line, I needed to do an alternate method that actually Leanne, who I'm not sure if she's in the chat, but Leanne actually put me onto that she uses in a different form of crochet. And and that's working. So what I'm going to be doing is making a video of how I've been navigating this corner to corner join as you go with my super fussy and ridiculous brain.
I'd be the same.
There was just too
I'll be like, no.
I was just like, oh, I hate this. Oh, I hate this. This looks terrible. Oh, I hate this. Oh, this is dumb. I'm never doing this. And then I was just like, I found other tutorials that did it slightly differently and different ways to do corner to corner and all this sort of stuff. So I've brought in all these different bits of all these other people's methods to create something that I can live with.
Yeah. Something that your brain can handle.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh dear. Yeah, I think we're all like that in a way.
I think we are.
But then sometimes
that way.
I just chuck that project to the side, like, no, don't like it.
Yeah, look, there's an entire crate of projects in the naughty corner in my house. For whatever reason, I've decided that no, I don't like them anymore.
I am going through mine.
Something that happens to you as well?
Yes, since I've done this, converted into our garage, I have been going, because everything now is in one place. Oh my goodness, that's another story. I've been going through them and just going, why are you still in that project bag? I didn't even know you existed, so you're getting pulled out. I've got 2 sitting on the desk, literally, to do today. One of them's not even a quarter of the way through, and the other one's just needs sleeves, but it's a baby project for my niece, who is now 5.
Oh my goodness. I have just boosted my audio just a little. Sally said that I was a bit low compared to you. So hopefully that's better. Let me know. I had not intended to sit in, but I haven't jumped out yet. This is a really, just so that those people that are just joining know what's going on. Claire lives out in the middle of the sticks, right?
I do. And it's
her
amazing. It's beautiful.
But her internet is the worst. Technically speaking, Claire should not be able to run an online business with the internet speeds that she has. But we managed.
But here I am.
Yeah. And but today the upload speed just was nowhere near any quality that we could use video for. I mean, we can use my video, but we can't use Claire's video. So what I've done is I've just popped up the thumbnail for today's live stream as an image, just so that there's a face to look at for Claire's face. And we'll just chat for a little bit.
Just pretend my mouth is moving.
Yeah. It's like there's some interesting things happening with AI. We could probably just make it so that it moves with you. That would be that creepy.
It reminds me, is it like angry orange or cranky orange or... There's an orange.
Angry,
I know that's still on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, I know the one. I think it's not angry. It's, oh my gosh, annoying orange.
Yes. It's just basically an orange with someone's mouth. It just needs that.
Mouth and eyes. And then they have, the passion fruit and the other fruit and veg that come in. Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't watched that for ages. I need to go watch that after this.
Oh my gosh. Oh, but yeah, so basically this is kind of a little bit of a make-do session.
It is.
It's a make-do session. So let's have a look here in the chat. Any other questions here happening in the chat for you, Claire?
Yeah, I was just scrolling down.
Yeah.
Making my way through. What was I up to? Oh, I was up to Chris saying she watches someone else's tutorials.
How dare she? I also watch other people's tutorials.
Don't we all? Even I do.
So many tutorials. I watch so many tutorials. So, yeah. And it's not just like, sometimes it's like I've got an idea for something and I want to make sure that I'm not stealing somebody else's idea, even though I've never seen it before. So there's a bit of that. Yeah. But also, over the years, I've learnt that different people teach differently. And as I'm a teacher as well, I try to get ideas and get inspiration from other teachers that could hopefully help my students. So thinking about things in a different way, describing the exact same actions but in a different way. One way will make sense to people, another way may not, and it'll depend on the person which one works for them. And so I definitely do that.
Yeah.
So,
and I watch them sometimes. It's like if I'm crocheting or if I'm washing up, like crochet is not boring, but if it's a really simple project, you need something to do with your brain.
It's mindless. Yeah.
Yeah, mindless. Yeah. And so I'll watch other people's videos. I'm like, oh, what are they up to? What are they making?
Yeah. Look, I love learning, and I'm not. I can't be inspired by my own work all the time. So
no.
It's just that simple. I need to see other creatives in action, and I need to be inspired by what they're working on. And even if it's just colour inspiration. Knit and Crochet Tiger, yes. Unfortunately, Claire's internet is not allowing for a video feed today. So we're just going to have a little chat with audio only. We figured that was better than nothing because they were the options. Yeah. Audio or nothing.
Exactly. It's all we've got today. I think everyone in town, because I live in a town. Well, this is a town. We've got a service station and a pub.
The important thing.
But everyone in town must. Yeah, exactly. Petrol and beer. Everyone must be on the internet today.
Yeah. It's just look, I'm going to be honest, it is a bit cold up where I am, and today's a great day. Today's a great day to kick back with some Netflix. Not that you could possibly do it with your download speed, but your upload speed. See, this is the thing, like a quick internet lesson for everybody watching. There's two speeds that you get given, and a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, I've got great download, and you're like, yeah, that's fantastic. Now what's your upload? And then their upload is something terrible. And you'd like, well, I'm sorry, but we can't work with that. And they're like, what? But my download is this. It's like your download means nothing when you're an online creator. It's that upload speed that will make or break you. So, and unfortunately, Claire is at about 1/5 of her usual upload speed today. We don't know why. It just
It's the
is
countryside.
that way. It's the country.
It's a
And like Australia, like while we're a first world country, we rank number 66 in the world for internet speeds.
really.
Yeah.
That's
We
terrible.
are terrible. And like, you know, when we do a speed test here, it'll go, oh my gosh, you've got like super fast internet. And then you compare it to, say, the US, and you're like, they're like, no, no, that's not super fast. That's not super fast. There's a lot of YouTube creators in the US that if they had my upload and download speeds, they wouldn't work. Like they're so used to it being 10 times faster than mine. And mine is great for Australian standards. Mine is like, the only thing better is fibre to the house.
Yeah, right.
And that's the only thing better than what I get here.
Yeah.
I get 103 down and 39 to 40 up. Claire had 2 down and 0.19 up.
That's crazy.
Some people in the US have gigabyte internet speeds. They have over 1,000 down and 1,000 up.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Like I had these conversations where, like, back in the day, I used to have to run my uploads overnight for my 5-minute video, and I'd be lucky if it was uploaded in 12 hours. And they're just like, for a 5-minute video, that is uploaded in like 45 seconds. And I'm like, no.
What? Yeah, my tutorials can take a day and a half.
Yeah.
Sometimes 2 days.
Because very, like, because everyone's internet speed, even if they could live in the exact same town and have a neighbor with gigabyte internet speed in the US, if they're with a different provider with a different setup, they won't have that. So everyone's individual internet, like you won't even have the same internet as your neighbor. So, you know, it's very individualized. And for those people that live stream and that YouTube, I highly recommend that you do a speed test before you try and do anything. So I do 2 speed tests every day before I do my live stream.
Yeah, right.
So 1 in the morning.
I haven't done one since you told me last.
Nice. I know. I figured that. I do 1 in the morning when I'm like pottering around the house in my pajamas, just to see if there's any overlying issues. And then I do 1 just as I'm sitting down to set up, just to double check that nothing's gone to the dog's breakfast bowl while I was having breakfast or anything like that. So, because it can change. Something dramatic people could be awake and decide to jump on the internet. Like, anybody in your town using your internet can affect your personal internet speeds.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because we're what is it, ADSL?
Oh yeah, are you still on ADSL? Okay, yeah. You're on I'm on NBN, but I'm on the hybrid NBN. So I have the coaxial cable off my house, not the phone line. So
we don't have NBN. Doesn't come out this far.
My mum lives out in the middle of nowhere, and she's actually got satellite NBN.
We could probably get that, but we've never looked into it.
I would look into it. My mum's internet's really good, and she's in a little town of 500 people out in the middle of nowhere.
That's what we've got, 510. I went to trivia on Saturday night to raise money for the local show society. Each year, our town puts on a little show. And that was one of the questions. What is the population of our town? And I knew it because I'd recently Googled it because someone said to me, oh, how many people live where you are? As if to say, like, 3. I'm like, no, there's more than that.
There's like 7.
My hubby and I are 2.
Oh, my goodness.
But, yeah.
Yeah.
And the reason there's a pub is because it used to be a logging town.
I will. Same with my mum's. It's my mum actually lives in the old lumber mill.
Cool.
Yeah. She lives. Her house is the office of the old mill. But we'll chat more about that later. But it's definitely something you should look into if you'd like to continue your YouTube journey.
Exactly. Gosh.
Oh well.
I was going to say something.
Oh, sorry. Was it craft related? Because this is a
Doesn't
craft
matter.
related channel. We should probably talk about some
It
craft.
wasn't a craft related channel, but it was the internet. I watched the
internet.
Holler Homestead.
Yeah.
And they're always saying, oh, because it's Meg and I don't know, I can't think of what his name is, Ben. He's always saying, oh, Meg's just ducked into town to upload the video for tomorrow because they mustn't have good speed where they are or something.
Yeah.
Or they must just use their phones or something. And
Yeah.
I'm like, God, how long is she sitting in town for?
Yeah, it is.
Probably
It's just
20 minutes.
It's crazy. Knit and Crochet Tiger knows your pain here. I'm in New Orleans, Louisiana, USA. The worst is the surprise maintenance. My internet will go off and I'll call the provider. I was like, oh, we're doing maintenance in your neighborhood. Should be 4 hours. Is it ever 4 hours is my question. Is it ever 4 hours? Because
probably not.
I'm very lucky with the internet provider that I have. And I always get an email warning me, and if they have to do like emergency maintenance, I'll get a text message. So
that's
I'm
good.
very, very lucky.
So at least you know why it's not working.
Yeah, absolutely. And but yeah, we're at the mercy of a service. It's not.
We are.
Is it next week? End of next week.
It's not this weekend, the week after.
Not this weekend, it's the weekend after. That's right. Yes, we can. Well, Claire will be like, Claire does a dance because she gets super good internet at the retreat.
I do. Nope, 8 till 12 and no warning emails. Oh no.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, they never go for the amount of time. We had no water here yesterday. Because they were doing maintenance. And Tim decided, which is my husband, he decided to work from home. And I'm like, we're going to have no water today, right? And he was just like, yeah. So I'm like filling up extra buckets of water. He's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm making it so you can flush the toilet, honey. Here's your bucket of water to flush the toilet. And he was like, oh, I didn't think of that. Yeah, that's right. This is the bucket for your bathroom. If you run out, then that's on you. That's on you.
See, I live in the countryside, so we're all on tank water. We don't have mains. Mains does not come out this far. Where do I live? No. My goodness, it's sounding worse every time.
I'm on mains water. I'm in the suburb of a capital, like just outside of a capital city. So
yeah,
I'm like
you should get all the things.
I'm 30 minutes drive to Brisbane if it's not peak hour. If it's peak hour, who knows how long it'll take. But during not peak hour times, I'm about a 35-minute drive into Brisbane. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, peak hour makes it more like an hour and a half. But yeah, it's definitely we get all the services. We have our rubbish picked up. We have water. We don't
have garbage bins.
We have, like all the things that we have to pay in our rates. So, we have
septic tank. Do you remember those things?
Oh yeah. See, when I grew up in a lot of country towns, so I'm used to town water and septic tanks, and what you can and can't flush, and put down the drain and things like that. Different cleaners destroy your septic tanks, and yeah. I remember all that. Like, I'm that city person that'll go to someone's house in the country and double check, like, hey, can I put this down the sink? And they'll be like, oh, no, you can't. Thank you for checking.
Right.
Because a lot of city people don't realise there's just so much stuff that just can't go into a septic tank.
Yeah, oil
just
can't
destroys
go in,
the biome.
bleach.
Yeah.
You can use bleach, but if you use too much, it could, like you say, destroys all the good bacteria.
Yeah.
We've got Karen watching from Dunedin, New Zealand. Yay! What part of Dunedin? I used to live in Waldronville for about almost 4 years, I think. Beautiful part of the world.
Yeah. I've just those messages that have just popped into the chat down the bottom, I've dealt with those, so ignore them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, Claire.
Yes.
And chat.
Yes.
StreamYard have brought in some new things, okay? So StreamYard is the software that we're using for this live streaming. Claire, your live stream member chats should now appear on screen. So if there is a member in this group, if you go and use your free, like if someone can please test that, it's rolling out. But what makes me think it worked is historically, if a moderator moderated out comments, they would not be moderated out in the chat that we could see, and they're gone.
They just disappeared. Yeah,
they did. Here we go. We've got a member milestone. We've got a couple that have come in. We'll just wait and see if they appear in the chat. Oh please appear in the chat.
Go.
I know, it's just like, oh please.
So on our end, we can see the YouTube chat, but we can see a different chat as well.
Yeah, we see a different chat. That's right.
It's differently.
Oh, it doesn't look like they're coming in yet.
No.
It's coming. They announced it yesterday in their live stream, and I did like the biggest dance. It was so funny. But what made me think it was there now is Megan. So if you're watching on YouTube, you can absolutely see them. You've always been able to see them. But when we're looking from the StreamYard, like where we go to pop the comments on the screen here, where we can see now that you're on screen, we don't actually get those ones. Those ones don't appear in our chat to add in, which is really disappointing that they're not there yet, but they are. It is happening.
Very exciting.
So it is very, 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 very cool. I'm really looking forward to that. So, yeah. Wow.
I've been sitting here trying to undo a knot, and I'm trying to undo it from the wrong end. And I was like, why is this not coming undone?
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Claire, I'm not sure if you saw my live stream last week, but I frogged a project.
Woohoo! I didn't. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. But I was doing it, and I'm like, Claire would be so proud. I've just decided to totally frog something, rather than it feels so good, doesn't it? Oh, it does. It feels amazing. This project, there was no project guilt with it because I totally forgot it existed. And so I had no guilt about this project because I was just not even aware that it was in a bag somewhere. Forgotten that I'd even started it.
Exactly. You're like, you mean nothing.
That's right. You mean zero. There's no guilt associated with this whatsoever.
Nope.
So yeah, but it was this crocheted. It was a Jenny King. Oh my gosh, what is her program called?
Granny something?
No, it's got a particular. No? I can't think of the name. Oh my gosh! If anyone's done the Jenny King magic number garment thing, it's got a name. She's going to kick me in the bottom for forgetting it, but it's such a cool thing. It's
been friends forever.
I know. Jenny is who got me into like crochet and yarn crafting as work. I used to be a stitcher for her, so I used to pattern test all her patterns and get them onto Ravelry for her. That was my job for Jenny for quite a few years.
For anyone that doesn't know, Jenny is one of the crochet queens of Australia. She's amazing.
Oh, she is. Look, Jenny King has been on television in the US. Like, she hasn't been on TV much in Australia, but she's been a regular on shows in the US.
Isn't that silly?
So, yeah, it's ridiculous. It's totally ridiculous that anyone who is good at something in Australia has to go to the US to be actually known in Australia.
Yeah.
It's so sad. But what was I going to say? Anyway, so it was one of Jenny's magic number tops, and I had actually I'd done the entire top down to my waist, and I'd actually started on the sleeves. That's how far through I was. And for those of you that don't know me, I'm pretty plus size, so it was a big garment. And I was just not in love with it. It was a bit too thick, and it was a little bit too stiff for what I wanted. And I'd held 3 plies of yarn together. It was 2 different lace weights, like a silk lace weight, a silk tencel lace weight, and then a 4-ply wool, holding them together.
Mm-hmm.
And it looked beautiful. I haven't split out the 3 yarns yet because people like Kelly, who are here but also over on my channel as well, were like, that might look good in this other pattern.
Ooh.
So I'm going to swatch it before I go to the drama of separating 3 yarns that have been wound together as a ball. Oh,
3? Oh, God.
I
I did 2 the other day, and it was nightmare.
Oh my gosh.
Nightmare.
Is there a secret in the chat? If you've ever held yarns, get squared, Sally. That is it. It is get squared. Oh my gosh. Yes, there we go.
That's it.
Jenny King's Get Squared clothing. It basically makes it so a 6mm hook and this particular method can make garments that fit you every single time. And it doesn't matter what yarn you use, what size you are, none of that matters. It is phenomenal. If you can get your hands on it, you absolutely need to go and look into it. Especially if you've never made a garment for yourself because you've always been so worried that it's never going to fit. The Get Squared system is just phenomenal. And she's always adding to it with more interest because it's very much a granny square style to start with, but now she's adding more and more details to it.
Right.
But anyway, Get Squared. Thank you. Oh, look, Sal's here with the links. Go,
Sally.
She's got the Kid Squared introduction, but the Get Squared will be in there as well. That's
a good idea. Do a kids one to get the basics.
Just do a nice little one
you're
to
just
start
gonna
with.
Enlarge what you do on the kids one.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome.
It's so good. It's so good. So Kelly says separating yarns is not ideal. Does anybody have a tip?
You need
if I'm going to be separating 3 yarns and 2 of them are lace weight. Oh my gosh, I need all the.
You need 2 friends that love you.
No one loves me. I'm on my own. I'm all by myself.
Go
my
and eat
husband
worms.
And daughter won't
Go and eat worms. I asked Chris.
I might take.
What was that from?
What I'm going to do? It's a song. Nobody loves me. Everybody hates me.
I'm gonna go and eat worms.
I think I'll just eat some worms. Yeah. Big ones, short ones, fat ones, skinny ones.
Skinny ones.
Welcome to what children in Australia grow up with. This is why we end up the way we end up.
Sal saying bring on next week. We'll work on it.
Claire, this is a bit like our podcast before we edit it.
It is totally like our podcast. We get distracted and next minute we're eating worms.
Yeah, and then I edit it down to something a bit cohesive.
Yes.
Sally said bring it next week and we can work on it. Sally, that's an excellent idea. I'll swatch this week so that I can decide if it's going to work for this project, because then otherwise then I won't separate it out. But if it doesn't work, then I'll totally bring it to retreat. And because we have there's a small intimate retreat that I'm running that runs next week. I'm so excited. I started putting the bags together yesterday, and
awesome.
Like actually filling the bags. So that's all exciting. 3 ball winders. So I've got. You know what? I don't even mind if it's in ball winders or not. So even if we just divide it into 3 piles, I don't care. But yes, Knit and Crochet Tiger, I'm talking about frogging a mild project that used 3 colours. That's exactly what I've done. And when I made the project, I was so happy with myself. 3 different colours. It's a silver, a blue, and a black.
Ooh.
It looks so cute.
Ooh.
It really does. But yeah. It's
Knit and Crochet Tiger. Because it's like a knitted or crochet's worst nightmare.
Absolutely. I think so. I agree with you. I 100%
Two's doable by yourself. Easier with a friend. But 3,
I know.
There's just that extra one that's in the way.
I'm going to hazard a guess that my I have an Amazon order arriving today, and based on my dog barking his head off.
I can hear Louis. He's like, Mom,
somebody's touching the gate. Someone touched the gate. So yeah, he'll stop eventually. I hope.
Do they come up to your door? Do they just pop your parcel over the fence?
Australia Post comes to the door. Amazon just drops it at the fence. Yeah.
Oh, Siobhan's in the chat.
Siobhan can't make it. She was all booked in and can't come now. So, yeah, injuries make flying hard.
Talking about injuries. So my lovely dog, who's an absolute cutie, but he's also a big monster. We have a round yard that's full of sand. So the thing that you lunge horses in, if people don't know what a round yard is.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a big metal enclosure. There's sand inside it. We don't have horses, so the dog likes it. So I was putting him in the other day. I leave him there for half an hour or so, and he runs around like a loony. And putting him in, and I was backing out to shut the door, and I tripped a hole that he'd dug, and I went down like a sack of potatoes and fell on my arm on. There's like a metal
I thought you were going to say
bar
something else, and I'll be like, Claire, this is PG.
No, potatoes. And I fell on my arm, and it hit this metal bar thing that goes across the bottom. And in that instant, I thought, in 1 second, I broke my arm and I can't fly to retreat.
Oh my gosh.
Luckily,
dude, if you broke your arm, you could still fly to
it.
retreat. I'm just saying. You could still come and we could bring you. Oh, you can still fly with a broken arm.
Right.
You don't unless of course you had to have surgery for it, then that's a bit different.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could totally have come with a broken arm. It's poor Siobhan's done a leg, so that makes it a bit harder. So, knit and crochet tiger says, but the bigger the dog, the bigger the cuddles. Oh, I have to disagree with that, knit and crochet tiger.
My dog, his idea of cuddling is just jumping on you, and he's not quite a Great Dane size, but he's big.
Gosh.
Yeah, you've got to be really careful when he goes to give you some love.
Yeah, I can see me getting knocked over by your big burly boy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's knocked me over heaps of times.
Kelly has a question.
Sometimes it's my own fault. Ooh, no pressure. But when Claire is up for retreat, will you have time to record a Girl Girls podcast together? That would be awesome. Yeah, sure. Don't know how we go because everyone will be noisy in the back.
Well, I was thinking we could try it after retreat. We could come here to my studio and we could give it a whirl.
Oh my goodness. For me, that would be so exciting because
then you
I've
don't
only
have to
ever
upload
seen
your
it from
end
this
of it.
side.
Oh, you've never been in my studio, have you?
I've never been to your house, no.
Oh, wow.
I did once before. When I went to England, I met up with Zoe from, I think it was 24 Karat Crochet. I don't think she uploads anymore. But I'd only ever seen her on my computer screen. So I'd only ever seen her from, like, above her waist up.
Yeah.
And when I met her at her front door, I was like, this is so weird. You're 3D. You're not just flat on my screen. And you have legs.
You also have
legs. I've never seen your legs before. Yeah.
That was a bit like when
when
we all first met that first time. Like there was a group of us who used to do a Zoom chat together quite regularly, and we did a big group meetup, and it was very weird.
Yeah,
it was very weird being in the same room with everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, it's surreal because you're normally on my TV screen, or on my computer screen.
Yeah.
Or itty bitty in my phone.
Itty bitty. I like that. Itty bitty in the phone. I don't like it when people are like, oh, I've got you on my television. I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, do I really need to be that big? I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Nope.
It's not my favourite. It's not my favourite.
No.
Look, you know what, Kelly? The only live audience at my place after retreat will be my pets because my husband and daughter will have left for a holiday. So
what about live audience at retreat?
Well, I'll be honest. I'm not bringing all the gear. Like I'm not dismantling my studio to bring everything we need to record a podcast. Love you all.
What about just recording on a phone?
I mean, we could record on a phone. I mean, the audio won't be great.
Nope.
It'd
be terrible.
I don't like this.
No.
Oh, Kelly says, I mean, we could all come to your house. No. I have a very little house. No.
Everybody pile in.
Yeah, and if you see the size of my studio, I'm sure I could make room for Clare in here.
See, that's the thing, isn't it? We only see a small part of the whole room. So it could either be in a giant room, it could be in a really, tiny room. No one knows because you only ever see that part.
That's exactly right.
And I remember watching a video. It's actually a craft lady, Margaret. Is it Margaret? Sharing. Her name's Margaret, I think. And she was saying how she was in a kitchen, but you couldn't see all the mess because the bit that was in her screen, she had cleaned it and she just pushed it all aside.
It's all about the frame.
And I think about that. Exactly. And I think about it all the time because I'm like, what do I need to push out of the way?
Yeah. I'm what I'm going to do is I'm going to start my camera up for just a second and bring it on screen. So just bear with me, everybody, while I bring this up. There we go. So this is mine. This is what you get to see is this little square, this little bit here. Over here, we don't have that on camera. Okay. And if you're all ready, I'm just going to tilt the camera just a little bit. There's a very important reason why. If you look at this, ready? Here it goes. Oh my gosh, it's my wallpaper is sticky taped to the wall with painter's tape. Can you see the blue tape over there on this? Where is it? Over here. There's blue tape because this is a really hideous bluey grey boringness. So I actually just put in other stuff over the top. So I'm going to drop out my camera so Claire gets a better thing, and I'll bring up our picture. But yeah, there's plenty of reasons why we don't move our cameras around.
Like the wide lens.
Yeah. I try to make it as big as possible and as open as possible.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's reasons why we crop it, how we crop it.
Well, the secrets are out.
The secrets. It's all about the framing, everybody. It's always about the framing.
It is.
So Claire, you've got your new piece of kit that you picked up, your little camera neck mount. For those of you that don't know, I bought one because a friend of mine put me onto it. I've made some shorts for my channel.
Thank you, Justin.
Yeah, thank you, Justin. Claire, are you going to be making some shorts for your channel?
I'll say yes,
the new camera.
but don't hold your breath.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. Because I was just thinking that could be a good way to get some video content for those people that are used to seeing you do stuff today. Knit and Crochet Tiger has said, yuck, I hate wallpaper. Once the glue loses its sticky and the paper peels. This is technically not wallpaper. This is a photographic backdrop that I've just taped to my wall with painter's tape. It's just paint behind it, and it's only just stuck on at the top and at the sides. It's not stuck on anywhere else. So every now and again it does peel off, and I have to get a ladder out and put it back up, and replace the tape. That's one of the checks I perform before I do my live streaming.
Yes. Is it still attached?
Is my wall still up?
Yeah. Aussies don't... Well, I think Aussies don't use wallpaper like other countries as much.
Yeah, it's
England,
very unusual.
My goodness, everything's wallpapered.
It's not a huge
Aussies
thing, and people will tend to do maybe one feature wall with wallpaper rather than the entire room. That's standard houses. Fancy houses, they will quite often have wallpaper. But those of us that are normies with jobs and stuff, we don't have, you know, like multi-generational wealth. We don't tend to have wallpaper.
I wonder why that is, because Australia, you know, a lot of English people settled here, including myself, and they don't bring the wallpaper thing with them. Or maybe, I don't know.
I don't know what it is, but maybe they left England because of the wallpaper. So...
Yeah, and the husbands that always got dragged. I know my dad always got dragged into decorating.
My God.
No. Australians don't use wallpaper.
Yeah.
Wallpaper is so 80s.
Yeah, and I love that, Sal. That's right. That's how it feels to me as well. It feels so dated. But then when you're watching a lot of the like those, you know, the Block and the other renovation shows that are being filmed in Australia, I'm starting to see a bit more wallpaper creep in, but it's usually a feature wall. It's usually some sort of graphic art that they've created and put up as a wallpaper. And I like that. I can live with that. But just the old floral wallpaper or something like that, it's like, nope.
And cut in the
Oh my God. What was that? Sorry, Claire? Claire's internet is not allowing audio through now. What's going on?
Oh no! Hello.
Oh, we can hear you. I can hear you. Yes. I'm not sure what happened.
Carpet in the bathroom.
Oh my gosh. I had one of my neighbours had carpet in the kitchen.
We had that in England.
And I was
maybe
just
because
like,
the floor's cold
what
in
on
winter.
earth? I don't know.
Yeah.
This is Queensland, man. Queensland. It's subtropical. Why do you even have carpet in your house?
Up there? Yeah, well, that's crazy. Anyway, this is a crochet channel, everybody, for anyone that's just tuned in.
And now we're talking about stuff. Kelly said our rental laws are different. We can't even hang stuff. Yeah, in Australia, when you rent a property, you rent it with the existing walls. You can't paint. You can't hang wallpaper. You can't even hang a photo frame without permission. You can't do anything. So, yeah. Anyway, Claire, we have had me chatting a lot and derailing you. Sorry.
But we managed to make it to an hour. Well, we went on talking for an hour, but...
Yeah. And just as a curious question for everybody who's here in the chat, how are you feeling about this audio is better than nothing option, just for future reference? Because we were kind of in a frazzle this morning, like, what do we do? And I was just like, well, we could try audio and just see what happens. But yeah, like, I mean, I can make a graphic or two so that we can have it as a background image, so that you could have Claire's little pulsating circle in the middle, with like a pretty crochet background. But I'm not going to go to that effort if you guys don't ever want this to happen ever again. Like, if you'd prefer us just to bail on the live stream if Claire's internet's bad.
I've been pretty lucky. I think this is maybe the first time.
I think it is the first time we've had to do something this extravagant.
Yeah. Just stare at my face looking at you going, hello.
I know, it's okay for me because I feel like I'm talking to you, but you'd be talking to yourself with my voice coming through. That would be so weird. We're definitely getting some options of being told that audio is definitely better than nothing. Definitely better than nothing. It's better than nothing. Siobhan's put it nicer. Audio is awesome. It's been very entertaining. It's like,
I think it's always more entertaining with two people.
Look, and you know, like, everybody can listen into my, you know, I always feel guilty when I jump in and chat, but I just figured that you would pull me up. You would be like,
I'd be like, Chantelle, go away.
Bye now. Yeah, bye now.
And all I've got to say is bye, and you're like, oh, I'm out.
Yeah, absolutely. I've just been like, and leave it to Claire. But every now and again, I'm watching you and you're really struggling with something, and I'm like, I know the answer to this. Do I? Yes, I'm going to jump in. Like, this is the answer, and then bounce back out again, and sometimes I stay. So, yeah. Angela says, glad
I cannot wait for retreat. I cannot wait.
Look, me either, honestly.
I need this in my life.
Yeah, it is. It's been, look, you know, I've got a lot of local like a lot of crafters and a lot of local friends that I actually don't see. Mm-hmm. And it's because I don't leave my house. I stay home, and it's because I get sick at the drop of a hat, right? Like, so any of you that follow Fiberific know that I've been down and sick for 4 weeks now. And so it's crazy. I missed 2 live streams, and like I really hated that. Like, that was the worst. Because it's my social interactive time. It's like the only time a week between that and a Friday night Zoom call that I jump in on. They're my only social outlets, and I have not been doing those for this last few weeks, just because I could barely talk. Like, obviously my voice is coming back a bit. So yeah, it's just a little bit like the retreat is going to be like the first time I've seen humans in the real, other than like my doctor. Yeah. Like, you know, boring things like the doctor and the chiropractor. Like, my daughter's been doing the grocery shopping. I haven't even been going to Woolies. So it's going to feel very weird leaving my house.
It will. And Sally's excited because her and Emma are going to be the first 2 people to see me.
Yeah, because they're like awesome legends are flying in for the retreat. So you're all getting up to the retreat venue yourselves, which will just be fantastic. And you guys will get to tour around and check out stuff. Yes.
Last time I flew in with Natalie, I think her flight was, I can't remember. Anyway, we left the airport sort of midday, I think. Okay. So by the time we got to the retreat, we were there on time. And I think we were later than the starting time. But this time, everyone's getting in real early, like 8 o'clock or something.
Yeah.
So Emma's like, oh, do you want to do this craft shop or that craft shop? I was like, there's craft shops?
Yeah.
Yay. Craft shops. So we've got like a little adventure before we even get to the retreat.
Oh, that's going to be so awesome. That's good. I will leave home and head straight to the retreat. I won't be stopping anywhere on the way, except for maybe some lunch. But yeah, so because I've actually got to get up there just a little bit earlier than what you guys will get there to try and set some stuff up for you all to make it look pretty.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Deb doesn't want to hear about retreat talk. Deb can't come.
Deb can't come this year. Deb's come in previous years, so she knows that we have a good time. It is a very small retreat. It's going to be awful.
It's going to be awful this year.
Yeah, we're all going to have the worst
miss out
time.
Anything.
Absolutely.
We are. Yeah.
So, yeah. It will be the worst retreat in history because Deb's not there.
It will. Absolutely. Yeah.
So, but no, it's going to be a fun retreat. Does anybody go on craft gatherings and meetups with crafty friends? Where you like, you know, book a group accommodation and go and hang out together, or go and hit there's craft cruises, there's other crafting retreats. Like, do you actually get a chance to go on any of those? Just out of curiosity.
And if just us. Yeah, and if you haven't, they're so worth it.
Oh, look, it's daunting, okay? Like, I'm not going to lie. Especially if you're going by yourself, it's a little scary. Yep. It's a little bit like, oh, I'm not going to know anybody. Oh, my gosh. But the thing to remember is when you get there, there's one very important factor. You all love the craft. So, yeah, it is definitely, there is definitely a glue factor. There's something that you can all just get together and have fun with. So, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I used to, many, many years ago, me and a group of ladies would get together and have what we called bat parties. And it was a spinners group. Bat parties. So there's a fibre processing where you use drum carders to create fibre bats. Yes. And everyone would bring like 100 grams of fibre, and we'd just mix it all up and we'd all walk away with like these gorgeous bats to go off and spin, and we'd have lunch together. Everyone would bring a plate and just hang out and laugh and just have a fantastic time. And it was so much fun. And I learnt about so many other fibres I'd never bought before, and about how they, how to spin them, because I'd put them into my bats and things like that. So it was just a lot of fun. Yeah. It was so much fun. Yeah. So if there's nothing in your area, maybe be the person to suggest it.
I did that with my crochet group. There was no one. The person that taught me to crochet lived over an hour away. Yeah. And I was like, well, if I get stuck, and this is before, Messenger and all that stuff. And if I get stuck, I don't know anyone. So I need to start a group. Yeah. And I sat by myself in a cafe for 4 weeks. No one turned up. Yeah. And 3 weeks I turned up. On the 4th week, this lady walked in the cafe and she said, is there a craft group here? And the lady behind the counter said, yeah, that lady over there. So it's still going. And that was, 14, 15 years ago.
Oh my gosh. I think I started Caffeinated Crafters for the same sort of reason. I wanted a craft group that met at night. I wasn't free through the day. Yeah. And I needed something that met up at night. And so I found a cafe that was open at night and started a craft group there. Now we've moved venue 3 times, but we're still catching up and meeting up. And I was really scared. Like the first time, I'm like, I'm just going to be sitting here crafting by myself. No one's said anything. No one's coming. Yeah. And when I got there and was like, hey, I've got a booking for this, and they pointed me to this table, and there were already people at the table. It was a Code Brown situation, because I did not know who these people were. I was like, Code Brown. Get out. Back it up. But what had happened is I taught a workshop in New Zealand at the Margaret camp, and one of my students had told one of her Australian friends who lived locally about it, and she dragged one of her friends along, and that was Tammy and Joss, who they are just like the OG caffeinated crafters, Fiberifians, and that they've joined into everything, and it's just that they're wonderful people, and they were my first caffeinated crafters girls. That's cool. And we've been friends now for years, so many years. So
that's really cool.
It is. It's just sometimes it's surprising. Like if there's nothing in your area, someone has to stand up and suggest that that a thing can happen, and like you may sit there by yourself for a few weeks, but if you've got friends who you can get to share it out with their craft groups and things like that, you may get like a couple of people that are strangers turn up, and there's always personalities that may not always
clash
gel.
But that's okay. That's okay.
That's right. It is absolutely okay, because everyone has the yarn passion. So
they do, and they're coming for a reason. They need they need a group to sit with. They have exactly a reason to go to that group.
They wanted to go out and they just wanted to go and have a good time with their yarn craft out of their house, just exactly like you.
Yeah. And nowadays it's so much easier.
Oh, it is.
You got Facebook for advertisement. I had to put a little tiny note on a notice board on the shopping centre wall.
Oh wow! I just shared it in my Fiberific pages. I was just like, maybe there'll be some Fiberifians who want to come, and that's kind of how it got out. Was because the student was on the Fiberific pages, even though she wasn't in my country. She shared it with some friends that were in my country. So,
it's just where do they meet? They don't cafe anymore. They meet at the Picton Bowling Club on a Wednesday. If they've still got the same times, it's Picton Bowling Club Wednesday around 10:30. But if you ring the Picton Bowling Club, they will know the details.
Yeah. Yeah. And Siobhan started a group at her pub. Like the only real prerequisite is somewhere that'll let you sit, somewhere that you can purchase beverages from, especially if you're sitting for a long time. You need access to a drink. And somewhere with slightly decent lighting is the other thing.
Yes.
So
yes.
That's the catch, is that especially if you're going at night, you need to find somewhere that's got a bit of light. Otherwise, it's really hard to craft.
And good heating. When
air
conditioning is on. You're welcome, Deb.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Hey, Claire.
Well, hey, what?
We made it to an hour. We did.
Whoop, whoop.
Oh,
Internet's hung on.
The internet made it. Your internet survived. Oh,
probably
my
crash and
God.
burn after this.
Oh, don't even say that.
Yeah. No, it's not going to.
For those of you that have hung on this one, Claire and I have actually recorded some more podcast episodes, but because I've been sick, I haven't been doing any editing. So the delay is me. I am the bottleneck. I will get onto those. Honestly, probably not till after retreat, truth be told.
Yes.
And I'll try and, but if I catch up on all, because I've been so sick, I'm behind on what I need to do for the retreat as well. So once I get up to a point where I'm like, I either need a different task to do or I've finished getting ready for the retreat, then I will jump back into editing. Otherwise, it will be after retreat. But we've got a couple. So, we're good. It'll be good.
Yes, and I do have a tutorial that I've done my first edit on. I just need to... I don't know about you, but I do about 3 edits. I do the first edit.
Yeah, absolutely. You do a scrub
and then you
through,
go do the second edit.
The big stuff. Yep.
Yeah. Then you do the second edit and go, how did I miss that on the first time?
Yeah, absolutely. And then the third edit is where you add in any cut shots, any graphic overlays, things like that. Yeah, absolutely.
And then
I usually have 3 run-throughs.
Then I watch it before is it render?
Yeah,
I watch it again to make sure it's correct.
The number of times I have had a quick scrub through, yep, that looks great, rendered it out, which is how the editing software mushes it all together, renders it out, and then watch the render, and I'm just like, what? How did I even miss? Like, that makes no sense. So you have to go back
it's
in
like
and
blatantly obvious.
Something's just crazy, and you're just like, oh my gosh, and you've got to go back in and some, depending on your video and your computer, sometimes the renders can take a while, so you don't really want to render until you're ready, because the render just by itself, like a render on especially a tutorial, like a longer video, can take some time. But I'm getting better at actually utilizing some of my live streaming software and creating my videos in there, and then basically just having to like trim and edit some stuff out, and because everything is fine, because I've done all the screen overlays that way. So I've got a tutorial that I have got, not a tutorial, a review that just needs a little bit of tightening up, and then it's ready to go as well. So we've got some good content coming. We've just got to get to it. I think yours will be out before mine.
Open. I said it was going to be out like, what, 2 weeks ago to you?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Yeah.
My market season is over. So I have my life back.
So you've got your time back. So this weekend was the last one, was it?
Yeah, Saturday was my last one.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Okay. All right. So you can get back to your video editing and all that sort of stuff. I can. Fantastic. Yep. All right. Well, lords and ladies of the internet.
Thank you, everyone. Yes, thank you so much for joining us today.
It's been a different experience, and I
think having you on today as well is filling in my blank, like when I'm reading comments, there's a blank bit.
Yeah.
And because there's no visual, you'll be like, what's going on? She cut out.
Yeah, it's look, you know what? I'm so happy that we were able to do this. I know it was a little bit different and it wasn't what we usually do. But I'm so glad that we could at least do this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Give the people some footage. Not footage.
Yeah. Well, not footage,
content.
but some audio, some content. You guys can all still listen. You can all still listen while you're crafting.
Yeah.
So, you know, hopefully it's been doable. But we will catch you back here in a couple of weeks. Hopefully, if Claire's internet is sorted. She's going to go and drop kick her router now.
It's got 2 weeks to get its act together.
It does, so it's in the naughty corner.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you have a great
you, Chris.
week, Claire, and I will.
Yes, you too.
Chat with you next time.
I'll see you at retreat.
See you at retreat.
I'm happy dancing.
Bye, everybody.
You can't see it. I'm happy dancing. Bye.
I'm happy dancing also, but just on the inside.
Yes.
Bye, everybody. Have an awesome week.
Bye. Bye.